Start. I'll start. I tried to start at 6:30, but it clicked on 6:31 or 4:31 in California or 7:31 in the East. All right. Let me try to invite William again. Okay, tonight we're looking at make your own chelada. And so this could be very interesting. We have on the West Coast, Jose with the Brew Dude.
How's it going? How's it going?
It's going well. We were all kind of sick, but we're getting better. You were sick. You are sick. You're getting sick. Down in the South, we have me, Louisiana Beer Reviews, and Bill in Florida with his independent living because he doesn't have a channel. And then we might have William. I sent William an invitation. I know he wanted to join. And then we have John up north in Indiana, barely up north, but still across the Ohio River. And he wanted to join this. He wasn't able to join us for too many of the cheladas because he's busy with stuff. Now this great value of 100% juice tomato, of course, is made from concentrate, but the ingredients is just filtered water, which is tap water, tomato, concentrate, salt. So how can it be 100% juice if it's got salt? All right. Ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, and citric acid. Okay, whatever, but it's just straight grape juice. Now it says chill and shake well before serving. Well, I didn't chill it. I just had it in the cabinet, okay? So sorry about that. But I got the beer chilled. And I've got some special hot sauce to put in it. And that's all I'm going to add. I'm just going to do basic. What about you out there on the West Coast, Jose?
So what I wanted to do is kind of keep it to my roots of how we used to do our cheladas and just kind of give it a little bit. So what I did was I squeezed some lime wedges and left the lime rind in there, some kosher salt, a little cracked pepper. Then I did some tapatio to give it that little spicy characteristic without being overwhelmingly spicy, but still give it some flavor. I also added a dash of bitters to just kind of give that flavor. And I'm gonna use my base. It's gonna be clamato because that's what we always used. That's where I learned the whole chelada growing up with my dad. And I'm gonna use a Corona because this is how we did it.
Hey, and we talked Corona Extra. Hey, we talked offline about how we were kind of criticizing those Budweiser cheladas and Modelo, how they had flavorings and colors. But then it hit me, and you agreed. It's probably because the Mott's, not the Budweiser or the Modelo, but the Mott's has the flavoring and the coloring in their own product. So when you mix them, naturally, they've got to give a disclosure.
They got to add it to the, and then the calories boost up and whatever else it adds up to it.
Okay, now out down in Florida, Bill.
Yeah, I've got a little bit more spicier formulation. I've got the clamato, of course. I've got lime, fresh lime. I've got tahine seasoning, which is a mixture of dehydrated peppers, salt, and dehydrated lime. I'm using some hot sauce and some Maggi Yugo seasoning. So and yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm also going to upcycle a little bit, and I'm going to make mine with
Milwaukee's best lager. Awesome.
Wait a second.
If you recall, we did a review on that a couple of weeks ago, and I had 12 or 10 rather left over. So I needed to figure out something to do with them, and they work perfectly in here.
Oh, the Milwaukee's best lager. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll jump in if you're done.
I am.
So
Okay.
I apologize because I pre-mixed mine about 5 minutes before the show started. But what I used was I used 6 ounces of homegrown tomato juice that come from my father-in-law's garden. I used 3 ounces of Bud Light Lime-A-Rita.
Oh,
I used 3 ounces of Bud Light Cranberry Rita.
Oh,
I put 2 pinches of ground peppercorn, a pinch of ground sea salt, 2 pinches of cumin, 3 pinches of chili powder, Worcestershire sauce, and sriracha sauce.
Wow.
And I mixed them all up in my mixer. So
now, did it take you a long time to perfect it? Like, was it trial and error, or you just
no,
did
it's
it?
actually about the first time I just started throwing stuff together, and I just went for it and thought, that's it. I'm not going to change it anymore. So
Now, Bill, you had a lot of trial and error, right? I'm about to get to you, William. William joined us.
Yeah, I did actually. I happen to like tomato juice, and I've always been a fan of V8. And so that was the first thing I did was I started with the spicy hot V8. And I, try as I might, I couldn't get this thing to taste like anything like the ones we'd already sampled that were commercially available. So I went to the Clamato, and everything just kind of kicked right in there. I will say that when you're making these one at a time, I found it very sensitive, the recipes to be very sensitive, like too much tomato juice in like pretty quickly, or you can over season it pretty quickly. So I sort of found the recipes when you're making it one at a time to be pretty sensitive, but yeah, it's got the flavor now.
Now, also from the South, we have William, and you've been working on a concoction.
I sort of knew the way you guys would go with yours, so I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to do something like Yuengling has a black and tan. I want to do something like a red and gold. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and I've got a few spices to add in with it. Mine's all about the appearance, so I'm going to do it in the kitchen where I have more room to maneuver. I bought a Tecate, and I bought a Budweiser Picante. So I've got a Tecate Picante.
Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. Mine is going to be Firestone Walker 805 Blonde Ale. Somebody sent this to me. He sent me a 12-pack from Los Angeles. That's pretty cool, huh? And that's a 4.7% blonde ale. So that's, y'all hear me all right?
yeah.
That's a mild beer. And then I've got the Great Value tomato juice that you saw that I had. And then I put in a pretty good blob, and probably too much of a blob, of Dave's Insanity sauce.
Yep, that's gonna do it.
Now I put the green cap because I had a black cap and it broke, so I replaced it with a green Crystal hot sauce cap, but it fit perfectly. So I said, good. Now, all right. Well, we'll go back out west, and we'll let Jose give us a rundown on how his came out. And let's see. John Red Barley says, "What up? You using Modelo?" No, none of us are using Modelo. And Andrew Guzzi X says, "Hey, Ronald." Hey, Andrew. Thanks for watching. All right. So, Jose, you have the floor.
All right. So what I did was I did go over what's inside, but I also added ice all the way to the rim. Right. Part of the idea was, well, at least when I grew up drinking it, was, well, after I turned 21, of course, was right. You want to hydrate yourself. So we, ice all the way up. Okay. Put some lime in there. Put some lime wedges. That citrus should help you with the nausea, and that stuff. So if you look at the color, it's a little kind of rusted, a little orange in there. It has some pinkish, but it has different layers. It's kind of like what William said, was he was looking for that red and gold. So you know, when we would drink it, like I said, we would put all the spices at the bottom first, like everything that you're mixing, you put it in, and then you pour your beer on top and let the beer do its thing inside the actual cup. And while you're drinking, you're probably going to be drinking some more beer infused on top, and the bottom is just kind of going to start getting tomato-ish. But as you start doing it, you're always going to have a larger beer, so that way you're always pouring in, and you're just continue diluting and diluting and diluting little by little until you're done with the whole beer. So the smell of it has a more natural lime scent, and then you're getting that little spice of the tapatio, kind of that vinegar saltiness. Also, I added bitters, so you're getting that sweet bitters note that kind of just carries a lot well in and when you add whiskeys and stuff like that, Manhattans or whatever, old styles. Then I have black pepper, so you're getting a little bit of pepper quality. So yeah, that's really what you're getting. And that Corona Extra, right? The reason I use that because it has the grain that they use, and I use it in a can too. I've noticed that the bottles are starting to get really skunky. The cans are doing great, by the way. You have that kind of musky, kind of skunk, kind of musty smell of the grain, which is awesome inside of this. But I'll taste it, see what's going on, and we'll share that. Or do you want to go around and just kind of look at the appearance and order of everybody's?
No, you can go ahead and taste it.
Yeah, and I use the base Clamato. So you're getting that Clamato. It's not as salty as kind of like the manufactured ones, but you're definitely getting that tomato juice right off the bat. Get a little spicy in the sides from the tapatio. I like using cracked peppercorn because you're left with a little bit of residual pepper just kind of throughout the whole drink. So every once in a while you get a little piece of pepper in there. You kind of just chew it, and it's supposed to help you with digestion and the nausea for the next day, right? The salt, like I said, I use kosher salt. For some reason, at the table salt, I get this nasty like flavor to it. And then the bitters is just light in there, and it's very citrusy. So that's kind of really what you're getting. And like I said, the motivation behind it when I grew up drinking it was to help yourself during a rough night of drinking. And this here with seafood and crab legs and shrimp and abalone and octopus, all that just stirred into a nice tomato sauce with some garlic was just perfect. Cheers, guys.
Nicely done.
Good job, and cheers to you. And it sounds really good. Now up north, I'm sorry, we're going to go to Florida and then up north over to the Tampa Bay area. How's yours tasting?
Mine is all about the spice. I happen to like spicy food, and the picante version of the Budweiser that we tried was my favorite. Yeah. So I wanted to go for the spice. And so I started by rimming the glass with this tahini spice. Kind of gives it that little salty hit and a little spicy hit to begin with. So that's where I started. Then this Yugo spice is kind of a rounding sort of almost like a Worcestershire sauce. And then we went to a little heat with this little picante sauce. I bought it because it's a very interesting shaped bottle, but it's also pretty spicy, pretty hot. And then this chamoy is also a kind of a peppery type of sauce.
It's like a tamarind. It's like a tamarind, I think. That chamoy.
What's that?
That chamoy is like a candied tamarind. Is that what it is? That like
spicy.
Yeah. Nice.
So all of that went in first. Clamato. The Clamato I chose was the picante, the spicier Clamato as well.
Yeah.
So all of the spices go in first. Tomato juice on top, and then just dump a beer in there to kind of mix it all up. And I started using salt in addition to, but found I didn't need it. And I think I've kind of replicate it. Well, it's a touch spicier than the Picante, the Budweiser Picante, but shout out to Michael from the discussion groups. I was watching last week and we were talking about it, me and him and Eric, about the formulation, and he's the one that mentioned that you go 25% juice to 75% beer number as well. So, but I got a really good spicy chilada here that I can make anytime and enjoy anytime. And I haven't found a food pairing yet that this doesn't work well with.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's good. I'd like to try that one. John, up in Indiana?
I may be a little different because I put a 50-50 in mine of tomato juice and the drinks that I have with mine. But I also, in turn, like Brew Dude, I've got ice in mine. It's just a forethought last night to throw ice in it. But mine is made with 100% pure squeezed tomato juice out of a garden that my father-in-law done. But I did put the Bud Light Limerita in it, 3 ounces, and the Cranberryta. But I think, and I put a lot of other spices like ground sea salt, ground peppercorns, the Sriracha sauce, and I put some Worcestershire sauce, and other spices like that. But I believe that the Cranberryta is, you might not think so, but it kind of breaks up the acidity a little bit of the tomato juice and brings a little bit more tang to it. But with I did put some Cajun sauce in it, or some Cajun flavoring in it, but I believe the Worcestershire sauce breaks it up a little bit, and I really like Worcestershire sauce. And the Sriracha sauce really helps it out with a little kick, but I really like the chili powder in it, because I just can't. I'm a big chili fan, but I don't like freaking just tomato juice. So I thought I'm gonna throw a little chili spice in it just to kind of add a little touch to it. And I think with the amount of spices that I did last night, is what I did was, when I put 2 bowls out and I ground a little bit of each. Then what I did was I put it in, and I saved one in case I liked it, so I'd have it ready for the night. So I knew exactly how much I needed of each, so I done it in 2 bowls. So there was no guessing tonight. So I made last night's taste exactly like it does right now. So, but overall, I'm not a big fan of these, but from what I've made of this, I'm a pretty big fan of it. I mean, and I had one last night, and I'm going to have this one, and I might introduce some to some friends and see what they think. But overall, I mean, the spiciness of it with the ground pepper and stuff, it's just great, I think.
So it's not something you're dying to drink, but for what it is, you like it.
I like it, yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna go to mine, and then we'll go to William. I'm gonna go get mine out the fridge. I didn't want it to get too warm, so I gotta try mine. I haven't even tried mine yet.
So William, you said you're gonna go for that that kind of reddish and gold, right? You said.
Pour 50% beer on the bottom, have a little head as a cushion, then pour 50% of the Bud Clamato Picante. Hopefully, the problem that I'm going to have is pouring over a spoon out of a 25-ounce can. Slowly. Pour slowly. So that might be the sticky point, but I hope it'll turn out okay. And then I have a few spices here. I've got some Church's chicken hot sauce, and I have some Steak and Shake seasoning, burger seasoning, which I might toss a little of that in there also. So.
What? That's interesting. Well, okay. So now I'm going to do mine, and then I'm going to let William do his. So I took you saw I had the tomato juice, and I poured it down at the bottom of the glass, about 20% tomato juice. And then I poured the beer, the 805 from Firestone Walker, all in there, kind of around to stir it up. And then I put a bigger than wisdom would dictate glob of the Dave's Insanity sauce in it. It came out bigger than I thought. So now I'm a little scared, but I'm going to try to drink it up. Let's see the smell first. Yeah, it smells like beer, tomato juice. It's kind of spicy in the aroma. Let's go with the taste. If I run off, it's because it's too hot. All right. but I didn't put any kind of salt or lime, or so I don't know. Maybe I'm not following the rules of Chelada. Jose could correct me on that. This might be like a false Chelada or something. I don't know how strict the rules are, honestly.
It just says assorted spices, so I mean,
Yeah.
you adding that Dave's Insanity, that's you check that off. You're
Hey,
good.
see now, hey Jay, now we can say you got to follow the Chelada blueprint.
Right. I didn't get a call from Anheuser-Busch at all today. I don't know what's going on. Usually they'll call, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us before we go on air, John, and kind of tell us what we're supposed to say, right? Maybe you could explain that. But anyway, this is not too good.
What happened, man? You're missing the salt?
Now the 805 by itself tastes pretty good. I drank one day before yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. Or I drank one yesterday, and I've had tomato juice, and it's fine. Just this tastes like some old foul water. It has almost no flavor. The Dave's Insanity sauce, that might have globbed all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to get a spoon and mix it, but I don't think this is too successful. So William, you have the floor now.
Okay. When I pour mine out, if it looks good, it should look like Florida State, the Seminoles. So the red and gold. So I'll see how it works. I'm going to pour it now.
So, John.
Yeah.
So, how was that cramp? The aroma. What's the aroma in your Chelada?
You get just a little bit of the tomato, but you can definitely smell the cranberry with a little bit of the lime. But with the spices I've got in here, it's definitely the chili. Because I put just a little bit of the Cajun spice in here, the Creole seasoning sauce, and I mean, to me, it's just one of those all around smells that you can almost smell every spice that you put in it.
Nice.
I mixed.
Now, what was that you said you put in yours? Was it a pepper or something you put in yours?
Just cracked pepper, and I put tapatio. It's
Okay,
this.
What is that? I heard you say that. What is that?
Tapatio is just a chili sauce. You know, think of like Red Rooster. You know, kind of like that. Just like a chili sauce.
I put
vinegary, salty.
Very case chili spice in mine is what I did.
Hey, that tapatio, they have it at a lot of Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, this is disgusting. So mine was an epic fail. I'm a drink.
Hey, but let me ask you a question, though, JK. Because everybody here is probably pretty much bring like a base beer of somewhat of these. Do you think maybe that you got sold off a little bit because you brought a craft beer and everybody else probably brought an adjunct type beer?
Well,
and are you facing the Bud Lights or the other ones?
I just think that companies like Grupo Modelo and Anheuser-Busch know a lot more about making cheladas than me. I don't think it matters what base beer. I just think I don't know what I'm doing, you know. I'm going to get that spoon and I can see the glob of the Insanity sauce is at the bottom. I'm going to really mix it. I think it's going to fire it up. But I don't know what I'm doing, you know.
If you have some citrus lime or something, I would add some in there, maybe a dash of some kosher salt too. And if you really kind of go over every chelada that we've tried, from the Michelada Modelo, from the Cheladas to the Tecate Diablos, they all had very similar, and it was the salt content was a little high.
I mean, that Tecate Diablo, this
was amazing
compared to that. Okay, I'm gonna give it another sip, and then William's over there doing his mixology. Okay, it smells yucky. First of all, it smells like I know it has no seafood, and it smells like rotten fish at a pier at a dock. I mean, I can taste the heat from the Days Insanity sauce, but none of this works. It's like bad beer, and I know the 805 is not bad beer, so right? That's not right.
Maybe you need to do like Jerry Ford did the other day. Take that craft beer, wasn't very good, pour some Budweiser in it.
Yeah, that was. Hey, that's trying to push some buttons. Hey, I know the tomato juice is fine because I've had the Walmart brand tomato juice. I don't see anything wrong. It tastes just like old tomatoes. And the Days Insanity sauce is good. So this combination here is pathetic. I'll finish it, but I will in no way enjoy it. Now, let me look at the comments while William's doing his thing.
That's why I try to keep with a baseline of something like these here, to try to keep it not really crazy on the alcohol, but I know these are 8% alcohol by volume, but I'm going to try to keep with the lime. Or I could have went with the watermelon one, but I went with the cranberry just to try to break up some of the acidity of what the tomato was. And I think I've done a pretty good job of it, but I mean, that's why I tried to keep them. I was actually thought about bringing a Hurricane high gravity, but I thought I'll probably keep with these and just try that.
That might have worked. Okay, Lord, I'm gonna read the comment. Lord 1111 says, "Shout out to Jose, the best beer reviewer on the whole interwebs." And he says this on my channel now. The Brew Dude is a beer reviewer rookie of the year. Okay, I'll go along with that. Of the year. Okay, George Young Sr. says, "Looks good. My recipe is sure the best, hands down." Oyo Rojo says, Lord. Ojo Rojo. Radar really says, Clamato is definitely the magic bullet in this. You got that right. Great value. Tomato juice ain't the magic bullet. Hey, John, I see you got some Eagles Rare. That's some good stuff.
Yes, that is. That's good. That's I had the bottom of the bottle.
George Young says, "Are these close videos only?" I don't know what that means. 50-50 is way too much sauce, says George Young. George, no, you can share a link. Yeah, right. Modelo Clamato and hot sauce. Wayne Banks says, Wayne Banks, go Tigers. All right, I'm saying that. George Sr., won't let me. I can't explain how this works because they always change in the format in the settings, so no one knows. Okay, Blue Dude 2020. Okay. Yeah, okay, Lord. We're gonna go on to other comments. Has to have limes. Needs citrus of some sort. Do you guys use premium beers to mix cheladas? I used a craft beer and it's still horrible.
Oh,
gee, this is bad. Huh. This is the most unpleasant thing I've had since Super Brew 15, but I could not drink that. All right, William.
It was more like the Titanic. I couldn't get it to pour out of a 25-ounce can on the spoon. It wouldn't do it. Maybe if I tried a half can, but there was no way. So I just wound up basically with a more beer Clamato, which is not bad because I've never had a Tecate beer. So that's what I have, is just a more concentrate Clamato. Almost looks like an ale.
Yeah.
Color, like an apricot color almost. So I'll take a sip of it.
And William, you said you used the Tecate Diablo, right?
No, regular Tecate beer.
Oh, regular Tecate. Oh, okay. So you did a fusion of like the Tecate and Budweiser? Chelada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Picante.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like the more beer punch in it. And then with a little extra seasoning, you get that side. So to me, that's not a bad compromise to have more, because I always want what to be like with more beer in it. And that's basically what I wound up with. So yeah. I think it's like I said, for someone who likes the adjunct lagers and just old style American beers, I like that combination.
Well, everybody's worked out but mine. Mine was a fiasco of unprecedented proportions. But I get what I deserve, I guess. I came up with this. No, that was Jose came up with this idea. I came up with the idea. No, but I came up with the idea of going in cold, you see.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it'll work out. No, wrong. It did not work out. I came home from work.
Sorry.
What the hell's going on here? What the hell's happening here? I came home from work. I drank a fairly large glass of Paul Masson American Burgundy. Oh, that was really pleasant, enjoyable, you know. And now I'm drinking this. It's not a nightmare. Well, yeah, it is a nightmare. If I went to sleep tonight and I dreamed that I was drinking this, that would be a nightmare. So we got Jose with great success, but he has so much experience. We got Bill. Well, that's from William, right? Bill comes from William.
Yep.
Bill down there in Florida, it took him a lot of trial and error. Now, when you did the early mixes, you said they were awful, right?
They were terrible, man. Yep. I was just throwing stuff together. I was using the wrong tomato juice. I'm telling you that it's like that guy on the Discovery. The Clamato is kind of the magic bullet in this deal. Saltiness, the brininess. It's a different taste than just straight on tomato juice. Mm-hmm. I mean, you almost have to do something like John did. If you're not using Clamato, you got to almost like go a totally different direction and try to find a totally different taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I didn't use Clamato. I just wanted to see what the trick this would be like. I would rather put beer in split pea soup. Of course. And then John Sharon's came out well, and he did some prep. Mm-hmm. Williams didn't work out as far as pouring it, but it still tastes good. So
got some nice lacing.
Yeah. So we got 5 people, and we got 4 out of 5. That's an 80% success rate, right? Nice lacing, yeah. That's not too bad.
What I want is actually would be fun is if everybody shares their recipe on the through whatever forms, Google Plus, and that way we can all try it offline, or for whatever. We can just try it at our homes and see what we think.
Yeah, you can look in the group chat that we have on Google Plus and talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And the people on Facebook on Beer Talk 2017 can talk about it. If anybody who doesn't come on here might be interested in doing it, because some of the guys like Eric Fraunfelter has band practice on Wednesday night, so he can't do it. Although he probably would do it otherwise. Although he said the idea of tomato juice and beer just gags him. It just makes him think he would want to throw up.
I've tried to buy a couple of these and drink them, and I can get about 2 drinks down. I like drain pour. But with the and I thank you guys for coming up with this, because it made me think more about what can I do to try to improve on what they've done to make it better for me. And I will definitely get my recipe and post it on probably the Facebook chat group. So
now George says, what did y'all use first, beer or mixings? I think everybody put the mix in first, and then they added the beer.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That kind of mixes it up. Like in the morning, I'll put milk and sugar, and then I'll pour the coffee on top of it, and then it kind of mixes it, Yep.
Yeah, I put mine in my martini shaker and shaked it up real well.
And what you also want is you want that beer, the carbonation of the beer to utilize the carbonation of the beer so it can mix it and actually bring out the scent and the aroma right to your nose. So it's probably the best. Even they serve it like that. They actually, when you do go places, what they do is they bring you a cup with ice full of spices and or tomato juice, and then they bring you the beer separate, and they allow you to mix it in at your pleasure.
Really?
That's cool. That is cool. Look, I'm telling you right now, the only thing that made me able to drink this was that Dave's Insanity sauce. It's got my nose running and, you know, and it's got my mouth on fire. But otherwise, I don't know if I'd have been able to drink it. It was that bad. Wow. Unbelievable. 805 blonde ale on its own, delicious. Tomato juice on its own, really nice to have. Mixed, horrible. Nightmarish. An atrocity of mankind. Well, we've exhausted the Chelada experience, which was fun to do.
I do want to just share one more thing before you know, we seal this Chelada chest.
All right.
You know, at the end of the day, it's just like make your Chelada like you like it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little trial and error. There's really no format of how you should make it. As long as it tastes good to you and you enjoy it, and that's how you like to drink it, that's what matters.
No doubt.
I promise you, I will be buying the pre-made from now on.
The Tecate Diablos.
Hey, but you know, it was, and I really appreciate Jose for what he just said, because it was really fun to sit here last night and just throw a bunch of different concoctions together to try to make something that you really enjoy. And I think that we all, except for you, Jay, but I think everybody pretty well come up with a pretty good concoction of what this is with tomato juice. I think we've all pretty well succeeded, and it seems like we've all enjoyed it. So appreciate it.
And we're off air very soon, but just to say, coming up, we have Rockdale Light next Wednesday, which is the 3.9% Rockdale Light.
Yeah, okay. I got some saved back.
96 calorie version. That's in the pint cans.
Yep, I got them.
Not in the 12-ounce can. 2 weeks from now, we got Milwaukee's Best Ice, which is one of the most controversial new beers on the market. I have to skip one Wednesday. Then on February 15th, we've got Trouble Brewing, the first installment. Then we've got the second installment, the third installment, and the fourth installment. And you know what I'm talking about. That's those Genesee brewed craft beers for Walmart.
And I would say you better run out and get them real quick, because I don't think they're going to be around much longer.
Now you're getting me nervous. I went to Walmart in Hammond. They had them. It was like $12 a 12-pack. Why do you say that?
Where I live, a lot of Walmarts don't carry them. Your bigger Walmart, you know, I mean, every Walmart's pretty good size, but a lot of Walmarts aren't carrying them.
No, mine doesn't have it, but the one that's 35 miles away has it.
Yeah.
So I better get it, huh? Okay.
Yep.
That could be a failure. We may not be able to do the video because nobody may be able to get it. All right. Aside from that, when we get to March, I run out of ideas. I don't know what to do.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I do have an idea, but I'll have to talk to y'all about that off air. All right. Well, anyway, hey, thanks for watching, folks, and enjoy your Chelada.
Yeah.